teachings and healings. Thank you so much for tuning in. And today we wanted to bring forward a concept that has assisted me and allowed me to perceive things in new ways in my process and progression in awakening and embodying the wholeness of who I am. And as we offered in our most recent videos and audios, that the vibration of wholeness, the vibration of sacredness within wholeness, and feeling into those vibrations can allow for a grander perspective of who we truly are as whole and dynamic beings. We've always been whole, but it's through our awakening and our ascension, through our awareness of who we are, and through the integration of our new soul aspects coming online as they're being offered to us by our souls and our higher selves in our readiness, that we get to feel into our new state and sense of wholeness, the state of being that is wholeness, and truly allow ourselves to perceive not only who we are as whole beings of light, but all others as whole beings of light, as Source Creator, creating a wholeness within our collective, creating a wholeness within who we are as dynamic, multidimensional beings within this new potentiation of timeline creation, co-creations of timelines. And those who tune in with us on a regular basis know that we call in the Divine Heavenly Councils, the Christ Collective, the Elohim, the Divine Creator Gods, Sun Lords of Light, the Rainbow Masters of Light, the Ascended Masters, the Archangels, and all of the higher selves and souls, those listening now and future now moments. So just know that you can sit in peace and call in with your divine sacred heart, with your intention and pure, purposeful, mindful intention to call in those beings to assist you in any rebalancing, any healing, any activations that may be required through the Christed vibrations that we offer through our words, through our intentions, and through any future now moments that we offer these teachings. And know that, as a reminder, if you listen to a recording now, it will have different meaning and vibration if you listen to it in a week from now or 2 days from now, because you've gone through those adjustments, you've gone through the DNA activations. And part of our offering today in our topic, which is leadership / dominion in wholeness. And we say dominion because dominion in me has a vibration that is very, feels, the vibration of that word feels closed, just in how we've used it in past contexts within the earth frequency, within the human frequency. So I'm choosing in this particular offering to use the word leadership, because leadership allows a flowing, ongoing, eternal movement of your ability to navigate your mastery, to navigate as a master in your own wholeness. You are the leader with Source, as opposed to dominion, which sounds very, the connotations that we've used dominion in has had just a closed energy field for me. But part of the leadership in wholeness, we're also going to talk about today. We're going to offer tips in healing and moving on through those soul fractals, those particles of your soul, through the healing, through the awakening process, through the expansion process. As a soul fragment is ready to be integrated, there's tremendous traversing of various densities that one can move through, that one can experience. And because this is new for all of us, there's very little on how to move through this process with leadership, with grace, with profound awareness in your own abilities and your own skills, and your own teams of support that you can call in to move through such challenging and difficult times of trauma, of healing, of accepting into your wholeness. And as we offer this within ourselves, we're also setting the platform for higher light potentiation for the Children's Collective. And that will be another segment of this topic today. So this will probably be a longer recording, because it's really all encapsulated as one. And many of these topics that we're offering will also be broken down into smaller audios, because they are really important. And what we're feeling into now is really the importance of having fun as the child that we are, as Source Creator children, as the Divine Spirit children, God children. Whatever you desire to feel as the creator of all things, we have this opportunity now, these gateways that we are walking through right now, between now and 2020, these profound gateways and portals that allow us to truly heal at a quicker rate, to create that oneness within those soul fragments that we've all been healing and will continue to heal until we fully move into those fifth dimensional timelines. But until those, because each person's ride within that fifth dimensional gateway is unique. It's all, every single one of us will experience our fifth dimensional transition in a unique way. But we're offering this in a way that we're sensing and feeling into the joy and the playfulness and the sacredness that we can have as we perceive healing in new ways, as we perceive how we are setting the foundations for perceiving the children's collective in a really profound, powerful, empowering, and uplifting way. And also is how we can view our navigation as a leader, each and every one of us as a leader of our own divinehood, of our own creatorhood. And so we wanted to offer these as potentiations, if you so desire. So just know that your teams and your higher selves and your souls are with you. And there are vibrational Christed energies moving through and in and about the words that we offer. There's stories vibrationally offered in between the words that we offer, in between the stories that we offer. And each one of you will have these stories massaged within the DNA and the fields in your own unique way. If there is something specific that you would like activated or healed, then set that intention before listening to the recording. For these offerings that we're going to be talking about is healing and moving through soul fragment integrations, allowing their collective perspective to perceive, perhaps in new ways, how empowered and how divinely powerful the children collective is, and how we set and move through our own grace, our own mastery in being the leader of our own divinehood, the leader of our own godhood, the leader of our own Christhood, the leader of who we are as sovereign, multidimensional beings in human form. And this is in direct alignment, as most of you know. All of our teachings move within the alignment of the Christed Adam Kadmon divine Christ consciousness experience, the crystalline grids that we are offered in alignment with the crystalline Adam Kadmon body, the Christed DNA that's offered in the DNA, it's offered in the water body, and it's offered in our chakra system. So these will be the activations through our offerings that will always be tapped into. They're in alignment with exploring, experiencing, and expressing ourselves as divine sovereign beings of creativity of source. That is the Christ consciousness. Much more than that, obviously, and cannot be fit in a box or any one sentence. But it allows you to understand that we're tapping into these energies and vibrations that allow us to, if you so desire, to soak within your divine sacred heart, the very center of your being, as the Christic being that you are, to potentiate and perceive higher vibrational timelines, those higher vibrational timelines that are whatever we so desire it to be through our perspectives of who we are as vast, infinite beings. So it is what you feel and know about yourself, believe about yourself, the state of being that you carry that creates those energies that are timelines. Those are experiences that you so choose. And as we create those wonderful, beautiful experiences, there's healings that we can go through, that we have to go through, because we're moving from a state of separation in every single way of any of the timelines on any of the planetary experiences that our soul has deemed to create wholeness within this soul experience here on Earth. And as we move through those healings and call it in for oneness and unity through those four vibrations that we've talked about, it allows us to honor who we are as whole beings, and how do we lead ourselves in this. And leadership, it really allows us to take that honor, that power, that strength, that sovereignty, and own it and claim it. This, the reason why I'm bringing this forward is because much of the 10 months that I've experienced in moving through such great density and great uniqueness and vibration is that before, when you're in the throes of integrating a soul fragment that doesn't feel comfortable based on what you've known, because I've been moving through ascension and awakening for many, many years, and then to integrate a soul fragment that was so very different from what I had experienced. It really is quite a shift in who we think we are, and really honoring that oneness, really honoring that wholeness, and how to lead this in a way that can be magical, that can be honoring, that can be sacred, and as it should be. And so that's the healing aspect of the leadership. How may you lead yourself through profound healing of your God self? How may you lead yourself through the integration of those soul fragments that we have no idea what they are when we're integrating them? We just wake up one morning and we feel profoundly shifted and changed. And when you're talking with your team saying, can you allow me what's going on? And they'll give you one or two words, soul integration. You're integrating those fragments of you that your higher self and your soul knows you're ready for. You have the tools and the gifts and the skills within you to now integrate this fragment of yourself through which you've held certain judgments of separation, certain judgments of whatever is here on earth that needs to be healed, that we see through our masterful leadership eyes to say, I get that now. I held those judgments at a very deep level, perhaps not in this lifetime as you walk the earth, but you healing it for your soul allows you to see through new eyes as the master, as the leader. For those new perspectives, open up those timeline potentials that others will move through as a gateway. And so more and more and more of us that are integrating these very separative, dense soul fragments, much far in difference than what we've experienced here, they can feel, depending on your awakened state, because everybody comes at a different awakened state. Because I'm speaking from my own perspective, because I've come with such a highly attuned, multidimensional sensory system, I was feeling and seeing and experiencing so many different timelines through my past 15 years, and when I was a child as well. But because you do clear things when you're a child, you just don't clear as much because, well, sometimes you do, based on the roles that you're playing here. I mean, again, it's all so unique. This is what just so mind-boggling that I get so excited about. But for those of us that have been on the path for a while, there's those aspects of our soul fragments that we're healing in participation to remember our leadership of our sovereignty, to know who we are as divine sovereign beings, to remind ourselves that we have everything within us, our communication with our teams, our support teams, our healing teams, Mother, Father, Source, Creator, Spirit, God, all that we are as divine consciousness beings, that our level of consciousness dictates what we're ready to bring on and heal. And this is why it's so unique and different for each and every one of us. But because I came with such a highly attuned, multidimensional package, my physical, mental, emotional, etheric, multidimensional bodies, that I was now ready to take on and heal with those aspects of my understanding and awareness and where I was at with my awakening state. But it was through those that in navigating those integrations and leading the earthly life, children's and having children and doing the everyday mundane routine experiences that we all move through, it was very, very challenging for me to process what I was processing on every multidimensional level. And there was, after the fact now, I can speak in this way and I can offer it in this way. And hopefully it will help those who are moving through similar things in now and future timelines, now and future moments, that there's things that you can navigate and things you don't have to navigate. And one of those aspects of the healing and being your own leader, and I'm going to offer a beautiful children's audio series, that you don't have to dance with the negative or the dark. You don't have to dance with it. It will be available because the all is in these particular dimensional frequencies. And as you awaken to all the light body and you awaken to all of your sensory systems, you will sense and feel things you never did before. And especially when you're integrating a more separative soul fragment. And it's really, and I say this in a way that allows for preparation for those to not be subtly startled, but to honor it with the capacity of leadership and sovereignty that you have. And there's a difference. And we we offer what we offer in such a way that allows you the empowerment and the upliftment and the divine knowing. Your state of being knows if you command lovingly your cells, your systems, your intelligence, your wisdom, and your oneness with Source, that you are ready to take on a new state of leadership of who you are as a sovereign Christed entity, then you will allow yourself fluidic movement through such experiences that you own your light, you stand in your power, and those energies cannot move and entangle and dance with you. They can't tango with you. They'll just see you on the dance floor, and it will be something that is not a vibrational match. However, in the last 15 months and 10 months that I've been moving through, it was a tango, moving through these various integrations of probably many soul fragments, and allowing it to move within my everyday life, and feeling the various things that I was feeling and going through, and not knowing that I can choose to dance in a frequency that I choose. I can choose to lead myself in a way that I choose. I'm integrating something that I might not understand the full capacity of, but I understand that it's me. And I understand that I can choose to love, accept, forgive, and bring in that full compassion, those vibrations that we've talked about that are so important in healing. In bringing in all that we are as we forgive whatever we deem is necessary, ourselves and all others. Because as we remember, these are all fractal particles, they're holographic. So whatever it is you're integrating, and we say this with pause and we say this with reverence for who we are as masters, for who we are as leadership, sovereign beings of Christhood, of Godhood. It's a great, dynamic, revered, sacred ride that we're moving through to heal the vastness of our soul, to heal the experiences of traumas within our soul. It takes great mastery. It takes great sacredness. It takes great leadership to center and to be present in what we're moving through, to truly realize how it shifts and is holographically lifting the all that is. It's an evolutionary all that is shift. And why we say it with great reverence, and why we can perceive those moments that when you're in the throes of those experiences might not feel good, but that you absolutely know with certainty that as you breathe and as you walk and as you're moving about your everyday life, that you have everything that you can and have access to move through it in accordance to how you choose to navigate in leadership of your Christhood, of your experience, of your reality co-creation, of your healing multidimensional bodies and timelines and realms and dimensions. And it does affect the all. It affects every single aspect of life. It does. And it can be done with grace, and it can be done with knowing that, oh, my body is telling me, my subtle body is now telling me that I held a judgment, or I worried too much about certain people or certain things or certain policies or governments, and I can let that go. Because as I let go and know that it's not my job to control anybody's timeline, it's not my job to control any other's unfolding, but to allow my vibration to be all it can be. Therefore, all else falls and flows in place. God knows what God is doing. There's infinite, delicate, intricate systems of evolutionary unfolding. We are exactly where we're meant to be so that we can add in our own healing, in our own expansive, in our own loving of ourselves, that expansive evolution and the gifts blessed thereunto as you allow yourself that self-compassion, self-love, forgiveness, and allowance of who you are as that Christed being. As you do so, the blessings and the blessedness come in flow to you. And you don't necessarily have to worry about working at something or making something happen or forcing something to go somewhere or focusing so much on goals. All we merely have to do is allow ourselves that healing. Allow ourselves the awakening and awareness and acknowledgement that we have leadership now. That we can choose to be a leader in our own spiritual, omnipresent experience here on earth. And co-create within that leadership. to stand in your light. Know that you have light that is infinite and eternal because it's source, it's holographic. That you have access to every realm that you've ever created and experienced, that you have access to. That your vibration will allow those particles of information and wisdom to flow to you through the DNA, through the pineal, through all of your multidimensional system of delicacy that you are, and through your higher self, through your soul, those awakenings and activations and downloads will occur. That's part of the healing. That's part of your higher self soul, and your healing team's responsibilities are to offer you, as you seek it, as you ask for it, as you command your own leadership, to give you those gifts and awakenings and awarenesses as you're moving through these accelerated times of healing, of integration of your wholeness. But we can own our leadership. We can say, yeah, I'm going to lead myself in this. Yeah, I am. And you can have a soft and open heart to say, okay, Creator, this is awesome. I can take my own leadership now. I don't have to respond or create those ideologies of subjugation in any way. I can be the leader of my sovereignty, and I can open up this sovereign playing field for all of those that I come in contact with. And I can begin to see the leadership that each collective has, that each socioeconomic system has within itself. And I can perceive each collective and socioeconomic system from the state of unconditional love and sacredness. Why not begin there? As we perceive these empowerment and upliftment energies, the more and more of us that do, our each unique perspectives affect the innate consciousness fields, the God fields that we all exist within. Our perspectives, our opening, our musing, our imagining of these wonderful God fields that we're all co-creating within. I perceive the children's collective for the children to lead the children, for the children to take lead on peace, to take lead on creativity, to take lead on all of the things that are happy and joyful for them. Creating their own happiness programs, creating their own light programs. And I perceive them with that empowerment. I perceive them and I encourage it and I uplift it. For these energies of perspective within the collective, within the innate, the field of the cells begins, and the consciousness of God, because God consciousness is benevolent action of energy. Benevolent action of energy, and each one of our benevolent intentions and musings and pretendings and imaginings of what we can all co-create together. We don't have to know what we can all co-create, but we could just throw our beautiful imaginings and musings about what's really exciting. How can we really co-create these beautiful light communities? It's infinite. We really have infinite potentiality. But we must perceive it first, and we must come within a state of power, empowerment, to lead ourselves to it. This is why we're here. We are the masters. We are the leaders to lead into new potentiation that is unknown, unseen, unheard. And it's moving through those integrations of wholeness, and we say wholeness because as we integrate even those aspects of us that appear to be so far out of what we've ever experienced, and we're going back to this point that we made earlier, but we got off our track, that seems so far off what you've experienced, because somewhere in your soul's experience, whether it's this lifetime or other realms or other experiences, there were judgments held about what is going on earth that we're healing as a collective. And that's really, really important, because we don't go for something for naught. Everything is purposeful. Everything that we each move through, we co-create with Source, our own unique perspective, so that we may, at any given moment, be the fullest leader of omnipresence that we have potential to become, to be, to live as, the state of being as Source. And that's just what's so mind-boggling. It's just so incredible and so blessed and so soft and so amazing. And this is how Source Creator, my perspective, and it just can't be put in any box. Source Creator, Spirit God, the Holy Mother Father. The delight and the joy and the childlike play that we're all now here to emulate and embody. Even through those challenges of pulling in those soul fragments that again feel nothing like what we've ever felt before, because we know that after the fact, we can look back and see, I understand why I went through so much. I understand that my soul has so much experience, so much energetic, vibrational experience, that as I heal and love myself, as I give myself compassion, and as I'm soft with myself, as I'm gentle with myself, as I bring in those aspects of me that require compassion, forgiveness, that it ripples through the entire evolutionary process of all realms. And you can see the value and the pretense of potentiation that you as a being of light have. And that's where that self-love and that wholeness becomes. That becomes that state of being where you feel it. That's the alchemic shift within, that you just feel whole. Because you can't get there any other way than through your own honor and respect of who you are, of knowing how sacred you are, of valuing yourself, of loving yourself. And to do that, we often take ourselves to those places through which we have previously judged, or we previously have kept ourselves separate through the fears and through the limitations or subjugations that we're all here to heal. It doesn't matter whether it was an earth lifetime, but this is the planet, this is the one that is the most farthest in the galaxy that requires the highest frequencies of light and healing. So that as each and every one of us does, we're releasing those particles of density, which then become light particles, transmutation, the alchemic process of love, transmuting those dense particles to light particles, through which you can choose to dance with higher vibrational experiences. And you can choose in your leadership, in your awakening, in your leadership through your daily self-care. I choose to lead myself and be one in my state of oneness with Source today. And I choose to experience love in a new way so that I'm led to something wonderful, so that I lead myself into greater aspects of love, greater experiences of love, greater depths of love, greater richness of love. This is my intention. I'm going to set this intention today. I am a leader of my reality. I'm a leader of what I co-create here with Source. I'm standing in the light that I have earned. I'm standing within the light that I am, and I am leading my timeline in light. I am leading my timeline through intention, through mindfulness, through purposeful living, through the awareness and the upliftment and the empowerment of others. For if I allow others and all collectives within my social experience to begin at love, because all is Source, and we release those judgments, then any soul fragment you bring in will already have those light quotient memories of love, of unconditional love, unconditional acceptance. No matter what you see, no matter what you believe, no matter what you agree with, you can approach it and offer it unconditional love. Because those unconditional experiences assist you in whatever it is you're going to heal, that everybody must heal. And as we do so, we open up those vibrational experiences for others to also heal, but don't have to. But it can be navigated in a way that you take lead of how you allow yourself to perceive yourself. And leadership allows you to feel that what we've used in previous vibrations is dominion. You are owning the vibration of your own creative reality. You're owning it. I am a leader of my reality. And I choose to lead in a way that makes me feel good, that I feel good within my soul, that my spirit, every night, that I can go to bed and say, my soul is expanding. I'm gifting myself the love. I'm gifting myself the potentiation. I'm gifting myself the creative expressiveness and the experience and the exploration that my soul really craves. I crave to expand and reach higher, farther, deeper, wider than I've ever done before. And this is the impossible I'm creating with Source. I'm leading this with Source. It doesn't matter what anybody else is doing. You will find your vibratory soul tribe as you allow yourself to take the lead in your own light, take the lead in your own healing, take the lead in your own knowingness of what your collective is capable of. And since when have we as humans allowed ourselves to perceive and lead through light example? I have the knowingness that absolutely know, I believe in the benevolency of my human family. I believe that we will come forward with new light programs. We will come forward with new socioeconomic programs that serve the all, that serve the greater good. I believe that. I know it. How may we lead with these types of foundations, the foundation being sacred, the foundation being love, the foundation being empowerment, upliftment, and knowing? Because we've been held in, because it's what we've watched, it's what we've been taught, in control and separation, and we're fed it on what we see on TV, political parties arguing against each other, and it just feeds those types of behaviors and experiences. But we can begin as divine sovereign beings to perceive our reality from the light quotient that is sacred. We're offering this potentiation because it's alchemically very real and very potent. Love is the highest caliber frequency of change and alchemic shifts. It just is. Heal anything through love and it will be healed. Offer anything a potentiality of change through love and it will change. So begin there. Begin with the sacredness that it's come with, because it's all source, it's all you. You're perceiving it from your perspective so that you may allow yourself a new way of perceiving. How may I lead so that my next step can be in a light quotient that will serve me, that will actually make my heart feel happy and good. So that I honor the collectives before me, so that I honor the collectives I swim within. I'm a part of this collective. I'm one with it. I am one with the political collective. I am one with the banking collective. I am one with the socioeconomic collective. I'm one with the educational collective. I'm one with it. So how may I perceive it in the highest potential way so that we as a collective, because remember, the thoughts and the imaginings and the musings that we place out there as a collective, they become the reverberations of the innate. They become the reverberations that your cells feed off of, the reverberations of what actions take upon all those other vibratory frequencies. So as more and more of us awaken to the light quotient that we are, lead from our light space, lead from our heart space, lead from the space of sacredness, lead from the space of unconditional love, compassion, and forgiveness. And we empower and just know, we just see and we perceive sacredness within it. Before one approaches anything, perhaps perceive it from that sacred loving space. Know that this next moment is sacred. I believe in it. I believe that the children are so powerful as leaders of peace, as leaders of economic and socio ecological ambassadorhood, to lead this planet into new awakenings of our own uniqueness within nature, our own uniqueness within planetary care, our own uniqueness within multidimensional omnipresent communication. Because these children come from many, many different systems, many, many different DNA collectives, and why we're here. And this is what I wanted to talk about. Part of my role is to bring unity and oneness to a universal perspective of who we are as humans, sacred DNA, sacred source essence, sacred omnipresent essence. However we choose to define it or break it down or call it, in our socioeconomic systems, religious systems, it does not matter. All aspects as source, creator. The creator of all that is, galaxies, universes, multiverses, the source of love, the elegance, the delicacy, the intimacy, the journey that is love, is evolution. How we navigate it and move about it is different and unique to each and every one of us, and so it should be. That's evolution. That's creative evolution. Each and every one of us are now here at this crucible point to create these new timelines of light, these new potentialities of light as leaders. We're leading ourselves into new light potentials, unseen, unknown, unheard. And as we begin at the heart space, sacred and whole and loved, we're opening up the gateways for these light potentials to come in from the omnipresent, from these higher dimensional realms, higher dimensional galactic experiences, because those of us that are here awakening those aspects and bringing in wholeness to our multidimensional allness, that integration that I've recently had from that other time period, that other realm, that other dimension, that other DNA form that I had taken, that DNA is healed from that specific lineage. And this is where it just gets totally, again, mind-boggling, and I get so excited. The blessings and the presence of Source within every single healing and every single moment that we choose to benevolently love ourselves, to forgive ourselves, to heal ourselves, to bring love and awakening and oneness. Those moments of healing are going to that lineage. They're going to that lineage of light. They're going to that lineage of healing that is also on other realms that will be rippled out. Because part of the future potentialities of Earth, the new Earths that are being created, the new Earth timelines, and there's many of them, is to bring wholeness and oneness into certain galactic and universal lineage that have been needing and requiring love and compassion. And we know many of them, but there's many we don't know. But many that we're bringing light and love to are the many facets of the reptilian lineage that had their heart space deactivated. And many other lineages as well, many that we don't even know names of. But that's just one aspect of the lineage. And we know that there's many, and we want to make this clear because it's not a blanket statement, that many reptilian collectives are very high vibrational and very high within the collectives of light and the heavenly councils, working with many of the Ascension programs and many of the light programs and many of the many mansion world programs, as Dr. J.J. Hurtcutt talked about in his books. The many mansions means the many eternal programs of light and love and evolution that Source Creator, God Spirit, is joyful about co-creating with those of us that move about in different dimensions and timelines and worlds to ignite, to uplift, to empower and encourage oneness, omnipresence. Omnipresence, owning yourself within the all, knowing that you're all of it. And so release the judgment, release the separation, release the ideologies of them and us and verses and all of those aspects that we've come from. Let it go and return to that sacred essence of oneness. And there's healing. There's healing that can be done on that. There's healing as we allow ourselves to acknowledge our own leadership. And that's where that sovereignty comes in. When we acknowledge, I am a leader of my day, you get to choose how you want to navigate your day. I get to choose. I'm going to choose to create that vibration of happiness. I get to choose to create what thoughts and what energies will be attracted to those thoughts. And that's when the subtle body awakens. We talked about that before. That as we're integrating more and more soul fragments, your gifts of multidimensionality, interpretation, and receiving become heightened and aware. So that it's very, again, in your daily self-care to create that balance and that presence at heart so that you're leading your life, so that your heart space matches your mind space, and you're sending out thoughts and intentions and soulful mindfulness that you're going to attract in return and reverberate in that way, so that you can dance with those aspects that make you feel good, as opposed to aspects that don't make you feel good and actually perpetuate the fear and the worry. Because as Jesus had offered me many months ago, as I was beginning to integrate these soul aspects, that we can't take fear where we're going. And so fear in any way, and this is where that subjugation and healing subjugation, even at the most subtlest of essences, because it's everywhere, but they're threaded in those vibrations of fear and worry. Well, if I don't do that, or if I don't follow that, or if I don't move myself in the direction of what's been socially told to me or taught to me or shown to me, those are worries and fears. And your subtle body will tell you, well, your body will show you in any way that there's a worry and a judgment that you're carrying. And it will trigger you to say, okay, I'll let that go. And you move on, you heal, you let it go. I release that. So that's that leadership. And this is where we're going to talk about this again and again and again, because there's so much in this one offering that, can allow you perspective that whatever it is you're going through in any moment, you have that sovereignty. You've been gifted that by Source that we've never been taught, that you have the sovereignty to stand and be your own leader. And this is what I'm offering to the children. Be your own leader. What feels good for you? What sounds good for you? How can you go about creating and exploring and expressing who you are as a leader? Because your voice, your leadership, your autonomy, your vibration, your creativity, all that you are is needed. And you will take this earth into new facets of co-creation that we couldn't even imagine. And this is where empowering, uplifting, and encouraging every single being that you come in contact with, because it's you, allowing that oneness and that relationship to heal itself through your own knowing of its godliness. You are God, you are Source, you are Spirit, you are all that is. Go for it. You're a leader. Off you go. And we're giving that empowerment and that knowing and that vibration of sacredness. You are sacred. Yeah, you are. You are a leader. You are going to come to the table, doesn't matter when or how or with what, somehow, some way, you will contribute your uniqueness and your specialness and your divinehood in some way. And it will be required and it will be needed. We, each of us, come with this piece of the puzzle, with this piece of the threads of vibration, the threads of all that is, the threads of Source. We are each cellular holographic particles of Source Creator. Source Creator desires to explore and evolve through all that is, the omnipresence. We are part of that omnipresence. So it's a part of our own awakening into creative exploration and how we experience and express ourselves that we become Source, that we become whole. Through the acceptance and forgiveness and allowance and compassion of ourselves, that we begin to lead who we are in new ways. I am leading this life. This is my life, my destiny, and I'm going to lead it with Source. I am one with Source. I walk with Source. And when you carry that knowing, you carry that state of being, those energies that used to, drop you to the floor won't drop you to the floor anymore because you just know. I don't have to dance with that. It's there. I honor it as Source, but I don't have to dance with it. All things are Source. And one thing we wanted to offer about healing that assists in the healing process that I've discovered is that understand that all things are available as we move through these accelerated energies. All things are available, so to have it be okay. Just have it be okay. Everything is available. We choose from our leadership and our sovereignty, from our soul space. We set those self-care intentions and we set those excitements for the day. With clear intention, you can navigate and lead your day and lead your bodies in a way that serves you. And that's what I learned through these last 10 months. Really, really important for self-care, just to return to that center state of presence. I'm going to lead myself in a way that really feels good for me. For me, my vibration of choice today is joy and happiness. Regardless of what unfolds, I'm going to return to happiness. I'm going to return to love. And this is my frequency for today. This is my return to center frequency. Return to center frequency. And allow those energies and emotions to live through you like the wave that we're moving through. Just the waves of the frequencies you're moving through. You might have a thought form, or you might bump into a thought form as you're out, or you might sense something. Have it move through you and say, that doesn't belong to me, it doesn't fit with me right now, and return to center and love. Because as I've often spoken with the children, you're going to awaken and sense things you've never sensed before. And you're going to wonder, is that me? Wow, holy cow. And many of these thought forms and many of these energies you're moving through, they're within the collective energies we're all healing and we're all releasing and we're all transmuting. So you can choose as the leader of who you are, as the sovereign being that you are, that doesn't belong to me, it doesn't feel good. I'm going to move on to my own frequency, and you direct your energies to what feels good for you. You're then learning at a very early age that leadership dynamic, that sense of self that's needed, so that you allow yourself that empowerment to know that I don't have to take that on. You can say no to the negativity. You can say no to the energies that you're now sensing. So it could be somebody that walked past you 10 minutes ago, and they were upset and in a scurry and really upset about something, and they were expressing and releasing their anger. And you just happen to walk through the energy of it. And so this is the all that we exist within. But what I've moved through in the last 10 months is taking all of it on because I'm an empath. Taking it all on, just like you did when you were kids, right? You just take it all on. You didn't know any better. You didn't know any different. You thought everything was your fault. Everything was your responsibility. And you end up healing it when you're an adult. But it's not yours. You can choose it not to be yours if you want. It's choice. It's free will. But these are the soup that we exist within, and it's a dynamic, beautiful soup. We can change it with that leadership, that sacredness, that self-care, and spend 5 minutes, as we talked about in our earlier video. Just spend 5 minutes praying and communing and gifting sacredness to all that is. That's your timeline that you're stepping into. You're projecting sacredness and blessings ahead of you as you walk it. Bless the sacredness to all collectives, the political collective, the government collective, the banking collective. You're walking into it as you set it. And if enough of us set those 5 minutes a day to know all as God, to know all as Spirit, Source, Creator, sacred, we are setting those timelines light foundations, templates that we all walk in. And why not begin at sacred and unconditional love? That's the highest frequency. We set these timelines that we experience as sacred. Whatever other vibration, fun, joy, creative, loving, communal, so that you have that sacred soul tribe meeting you on your path. I'm setting the vibrations of sacredness and my soul tribe finding their way to me as I find my way to them. And you set those, you're leading those templates of consciousness within the innate, within the collective, within the all that is, within your internal to external, inner, outer, as above, so below. You are this bridge of new timelines. And we can heal in this way. We can heal our bodies in this way. I'm going to take leadership on this healing. I've got something coming through. It's not feeling comfortable, especially what we're moving through right now. Between the end of the year, we're all going to be experiencing those recalibrations and those deepest aspects of our soul that are held in density through judgment, through separation, through fears, our deepest fears, if you will. But they can come to you and face you from an open, dynamic leadership perspective. If you perceive it from that leadership perspective, you as source know that you have infinite particles of yourself as a soul within the all. And you could see it from that highest perspective, that I'm a leader of me. And what would I want for myself if I'm looking at all the particles of me? And you can perceive all of the particle soul fragments as you. And those particle soul fragments are aching for your acknowledgement in oneness. I acknowledge you. I will no longer separate you through my judgments, through my words, through my actions or behavior, because I am you. And we do this as a collective unknowingly, because this is the game we're playing. This is the avatars we play. We do this as we walk around and move about our earthly experience in old, outdated systems of separation, fear, control, and all of these things that we're all changing and retransmuting as we lead ourselves through oneness and wholeness. And so there are new ways of perceiving, heightened ways of perceiving, so that we garner in those higher vibrational light codes through our healings, through our teams, and we then integrate it within our bodies. Those integrations will activate thought forms, higher vibrational thought forms, higher vibrational excitements and creativities, higher vibrational knowings. You just know what you know when you know it. Just as my going through what I've gone through the past 10 months, I'm so excited I could produce, an infinite number of videos and instructional videos or books, because that's such powerful offerings of who we are as dynamic, omnipresent beings moving through a human experience, through which we've perceived in such limited perspectives. The eyes through which we perceive we're not leaders. We're all leaders. We're all masters of our reality, of our dominion. We're masters and archetypes. We're shifting archetypes every time we heal an integration, every time we integrate those aspects of us. We're bringing in the rebalance of the male and the female. We're bringing in those God aspects of the mother and the father and holy sacredness, so that we behave at a centered present point, that every moment is and can be allowed. Without the fear, oh my gosh, I got to control this, I got to control that, put up the walls, put up the blocks, and those are what we're healing. The more that you allow and be present in all moments, knowing that all is perfect, you walk with God, you are God, that you are a leader of your experience, you're a creator of your experience, and you can choose to heal and navigate in such a way and traverse in such a way that those light codes will be with you when they're going to be with you, that those aspects of your intelligence, of your DNA, of all that you are as an omnipresent being. Remember, you are fractals and particles, you take all forms, you're in all dimensions, and your highest will of intent, and why we're all here, is through the intention of love, to bring healing and love to thy soul. And your soul is holographic to God's soul. All of that is creator, source, spirit, whatever we want to call it. The intelligent systems of all that is. The intelligent systems of evolution, of galaxies, of multiverse, omniverse. And there's intelligent systems of elegance that each and every one of us are threaded and sewn with. And why we allow ourselves to move through what we move through in every single moment. It's purposeful. It's so dynamically divine. And I have such great reverence and humility for this this incredible ride. We're each meant to have our own unique dynamic perspectives. In this allowance, we let go of the separation, because that's what allows us all to be the unique, beautiful lotus flowers that we are. And we allow ourselves to open up and create those new sacred beginnings. We're creating those timelines. We're creating the light timelines. We're creating new earth. There's going to be a myriad of new earths based on our each unique soul's excitement. So let's get excited. Let's create. Let's perceive all things within our reality as sacred and unconditionally loved. We uplift and empower every single moment that we can, and we put those energies into the soup so that those vibrations is what we pull from, and we are gifted those light codes and offerings of intelligence from all of the higher councils and the heavenly councils, and all of the bodies that assist us in our evolution are constantly feeding through the portals, through the gateways. They're feeding multidimensional light codes and energies to us. The more positive and influential our love is, because love is a great influencer, make no mistake about that. Love influences. The more we love, the greater timelines of expectation, of potentiation that we experience. It's an influencer. If you walk into any experience as love, you as the influencer is the catalyst. You are the catalyst. It's just like a chemical reaction, an alchemic reaction. Just walking about, you shift and you change the alchemy of the soup. So how are you leading yourself within that navigation? Are you allowing yourself the care and the love and the compassion and the nurturance that you need, that your bodies need, that you need as a soul, that nurturance that you need to heal, to bring wholeness to yourself? And are you allowing yourself the leadership to say, I can dance with whatever frequencies I can dance with. I know my sensings are opening up, but I choose. I choose, and I'm making clear intention. Today I'm going to dance with light. Today I'm going to dance with positivity and happiness and joy. Today I'm going to dance with the all that I am. Today I'm dancing with my greatness. Today I'm dancing with the impossible. How is it that you want to lead yourself through these beautiful and monumental offerings from Source? And as you do, letting go of all that will be, you won't even notice that you're letting go, because it'll feel so good. Love, the influencer of a love, will open you up to such great vibrations, you won't even know you've healed something or let something go. You'll just be that new vibrational you. It is the highest evolutionary of influencer is love. And what I wanted to say in closing, and just recapturing the energy of leadership and how we can perceive, perhaps, and opening up into the dominion of the omnipresence of who we are as a leader. We're each leaders unto ourselves, sovereign leaders of love. The essence, the vibration, the honor of love. And each of us, and this is what I have come to understand, and my teams will not let me go a day without honoring this and knowing this. Honor the light that you are. The honoring of your light, and this will be another set of videos and instructional offerings unto itself. Honor the light that you are comes with so much depth and grace that is infinite. It is eternal as God is. How you honor your light. One day you choose to act as the leader that you are of your light and stand in your power. Maybe you have to give a discussion or a talk, or maybe you're choosing to let go of something that's no longer serving you, like a sabotage or negative self-talk, or that the inner bully that we each go through and mediate as we're integrating soul fragments. Whatever it is that you choose to be a leader of, you, in your intention and choice, that choice shifts the cells and shifts your consciousness. You are the master and the leader of your consciousness, and that is what heals. That is what transforms. That is the alchemic moment through which that click happens. And your cells are on attention. Your mind thought is on attention. Your physical, mental, emotional, etheric bodies are now paying attention. And when you do this as a regular self-care practice, your cells and your bodies will be waiting. What's our intention for today? I'm going to feel vital today. I want to dance around a bit more. Today, I will dance more. Today, I'm going to laugh more. Today, I'm going to lead myself in a jolly dance around the yard. Why not? Makes me feel good. I don't care who's watching. I don't care who's not watching. I'm going to dance and I'm going to sing. So I mean, this is the playful childlike joy that we've all had, that we've all explored and experienced, that we've forgotten about because it's been the conditioning that we've been brought up into. As soon as you finish school, get off to work, and you start those controlled programs. But we're returning to our childhood now. Why us? Focusing and recentering our attention as a collective, as adult collectives, centering all of our attention to uplift and empower and encourage the children collective is so really, really important, so that they can begin their healing and their soul's integration now. And they have been. But our attention has been on our own healing. And that's fine. We can continue to do that. I mean, it's our role, it's our responsibility. But how may we begin to bring in these new gateways that we are creating, these gateways for the collectives coming after us, all collectives coming after us, all generations coming after us, that we open these light field timeline potentiations through the way that we lead who we are as omnipresent love. Christic beings of infinite creative potential. We are infinite creative beings of source light. That feels good. I hold you and all others in the Most High. We are dynamic beings of love, light. Light moves. Light is evolution. Light is profound. Light is my leader. Light is my essence. I am a leader of love. And so it is. And those frequencies of intention, those frequencies of mindfulness, those frequencies of purposefulness, how may we then open the gateways for all others through our musings and our intending and our imaginings of how important we're setting the stage through all that we are leading ourselves in, our healing. And I wanted to say one thing about the healing process as we're integrating through these accelerated energies, and we're integrating through these denser soul fragments of all that we are. For those that are experiencing it and may experience it, because we will. It's part of our wholeness. It's what we're doing. We're bringing ourselves in. Come on and be loved. I'm ready for you. We're seeing that from that higher perspective. And the higher perspective is the leader. You're a leader now. You're seeing all that is from that higher perspective to say, okay, I'm not just going to be bounced around with the frequencies of density. I'm going to rise above, and I'm leading myself through light, because I am light. I'm a leader. I'm a master. I'm a sovereign being of light. God's given me all these gifts and abilities. I can do this. And so this healing, I wanted to just wrap this up in a beautiful, bubble of love. What I've found most profound in all of, even when I was a child and I had my visitation with the Pleiadians and many of the Syrian beings, and when I was, in Vancouver that day and I passed out in the pharmacy, and the Syrian being came to help me as I was laying on the floor of the pharmacy. It's really important that we understand, and I've written about it in our book. So have a look at our website if you so choose, desire. We've got so many resources from all the things that I've been gifted as a visionary, and my experiences through this, is that my greatest asset not only is my own directing and my own asking and seeking of my own healing with Source Creator, with God, Source Creator, the Spirit of all that is, Mother, Father within me. Is also the assistance and the help that I get and I receive through my teams. And I wrote about it in my books, about how I can sense them healing me when I'm in bed at night, just before I go into that lucid state. And I can feel them working on my bodies. But in my regular daily self-care and in my meditations, I call them in, and I call different beings in depending on what I need or what I'm excited to explore. But it's really important that you create that state of presence, and just know that you as a source creator, you as God, source essence, each and every one of us on this planet without fail, without whether they know it or not, we come with teams, and these teams change based on where we're at in our progression of evolution. And you can call in certain beings based on what it is you want to know and what you want to create. And your intention to see yourself, lead yourself in a new feeling of vibration, the state of being, to feeling free of fear, to feel free of subjugation, to feel free of limitation, to feel free of self-doubt or sabotage. Whatever it is you want to heal at any point in time, you can call in those beings to assist you to recreate and create balance. And they can assist you by taking away threads, because there are threads, there are particles, threads, blocks, densities, whatever you want to call it. They come in different forms, but it's a vibration. And there are teams of specialist healing that can assist you in assisting in peeling those threads away or transmuting them within your field or your DNA or your cells or your blood, depending, again, what's being healed and what you're asking for. But again, my importance and my reverence and my offering here is that we each come with, and we have the infinite capacity to call on any group of being that can heal for the highest and for the best of your greater good, your soul's desire to move forward in benevolent service to the co-creators of love. And so ask your teams for assistance at night. If you're really challenged moving through something, say, and offer it up as an invocation, offer it up as the hands that you are, offering your chalice of worry, of fear, or doubt, of subjugation, whatever it might be. It might be an ailment within your body. Say, I don't know how to heal this, show me the way. I'm willing to put in the work. I'm willing to do the work. I'm willing to see myself as light. I'm willing to lead myself in light. You will always be responded to in kind, always. Your intention, your pure commitment to you as love, whatever it is in your intensity through which you thrive at, will gift you that same vibration in return. And even those that don't ask for it are still given healings at night, because you can wake up the next morning and feel profound, or just know something when you know something. So there's so much going on in our dreams. There's so much that we're going on light ships and in recalibration chambers. We're doing so much. And so allow yourself that self-care. Give yourself the extra rest. Know that you can call in your teams through your daily self-care, whether it's at night and in the morning. And I do it at night and in the morning. And if I can during the day, touch base during the day. And just realign to the love of who you are. Realign to the leadership of who you are as love. Realign to the light timelines that you're creating for yourself. And release the fear. When you feel it in your field or when you feel it in your body, what is that showing me? Okay, I hold a belief about that. Okay, I hold a judgment about that. Okay, I worried about my kids yesterday. Whatever it might be, you can immediately, and the more that you do that, the more that you tune into why is that fear showing to you, or why is your subtle body showing that to you, tune in, allow yourself that self-care. Say, oh, I thank you, body. Thank you, cells. Thank you. I'm the leader of who I am. It's like your team. Your multidimensional body is your team. It's your what we used to call in the workplace. I used to be a team leader, and your team and how well your team operates is based on your leadership of it and your belief in it and your upliftment and encouragement and empowerment of it. So your body and your cells and your bones and your organs are no different. We're now honoring it. We're now living it as sacred, because we are. It is. We all are. We're source. We are source. And living in wholeness, leading in your wholeness, is that sacred path. It's a sacred, sacred journey. So be sacred and thankful for what your body is alerting you to, because it's showing you that your soul desires that whole alignment in love. And so your subtle body will show you, you've got a belief there that's not in your whole alignment of pure love. I'm showing you. Ding, 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 ding. And so you stop and you take reverence, honor, appreciation, communicate with your team, communicate with your cells, communicate with your higher self. I'd like to experience this now. I'd like you to show me how I can more directly heal this part of me. And that's when you take leadership, so that your teams then back off on the healing, if you will, not for a while, because we still have much to learn and much to go through. But you can then take leadership. I know when that happens. I know when my body alerts me to that. I'm going to take leadership of this now. And that's when you become those multidimensional angelic beings that move in between realms to shift and help other collectives and other beings, because you're leading yourself into that. That's what you're doing. You're opening the doors and the portals and the timelines to say, I can call in that aspect of light. I can call in that aspect of intelligence. I have a ninth dimensional Arcturian that's with me right now. I can feel it. I can sense it. What do I need to know? Boom. So this is our oneness of our omnipresence that we're now feeling, and we're now integrating. We're now bringing into our oneness now reality earth. And we can use and be appreciative and honoring of our healing teams. Be honoring of who we are as multidimensional beings, to call in the most benevolent being of light to assist me in this healing now. What is it that I need to know so that I can navigate and lead myself in a way that's more in direct alignment of my highest destiny? This is my intention today. I want to lead myself in my highest destiny. Show me how. What is it I need to know right now? And I when I'm coaching and when I'm doing private sessions, I usually offer this. There's really, a few questions you can ask yourself in the morning, at night, and however many times you want to ask, to allow yourself that leadership navigation, your own majesty of your path. What is it that I need to know What is it I need to hear? What is it I need to see? And what is it that I need to do? Any of those questions, because your teams will usually only give you 1 or 2 words plus a download in your field that will come available to you when you're ready or when you just need it. So your information and your wisdoms and your healings come, your answers come in a multidimensional way, and it comes throughout your day because time is all now. But in asking yourself those questions, you're going to get the most appropriate answer for what it is that your bodies need, that you need to be peaceful at heart and know you're one with God and allow your greatness to come forward. What is it I need to hear right now? Because oftentimes what I've found is that because of my attunement, and I'm feeling, I'm sensing, I'm hearing, I'm so overloaded sometimes. I really have to ground and be present. And my body or my higher self that I'm starting to live as will say, what do I need to hear? Because right now I really need to hear something. Because it's an audible thing with me in sound and tone. Or what is it that I need to know? Because sometimes it's a deep knowing that shifts you alchemically. Or you'll just watch, someone that you watch on YouTube or a mentor or a leader, and you'll get that information exactly when you need it. That will be a knowing that shifts your alchemy inside. Or you'll just wake up knowing something, and it's healed in the night. And so asking yourself those 4 questions, because it connects with your multidimensional bodies, and your teams will give it to you in a way that you begin working with your teams in a leadership kind of a way, so that they understand how you as an earth being, they can see how your body reacts to different information. They can see it in like the crystalline templates that they use to see how our healings are taking effect, how they can best serve us, and honoring ourselves in the benevolency of how we want to be given the information, because we're opening up to it all now. And they'll serve you in the most highest benevolent way that will serve that need of that healing in that moment, whatever it is you need. And could be fun too, creatively too, because part of what we're all moving through now is to honor ourselves and allow ourselves to be children of Source, Creator, of Spirit, of exploration and experience and creativity. That's really, really important. So how much joy and happiness can you infuse in your day? Have that be a part of your self-care. Self-care, joy, love, nurturance is a part of every self-care. And it might be difficult when you feel like you're in the throes of depression or when you're in the throes of integrating something pretty dense, but it can be a part of that healing. It can be. And why I've offered what I've offered today, because there's ways that you can release your need to feel as if you have to feel that depression. You can forgive yourself quickly and move on. And you don't have to dance the tango if you don't want to. Sometimes it's necessary that we go deeper because it attaches to other lifetimes and timelines that our soul is also healing. And it also might relate to a role you will play in the future for others to assist them. And you need that varied perspective to be able to have the compassion to serve those that are coming behind you or in front of you or before you. And again, trust, unconditional trust with God in every moment. There is a higher plan and purpose for everything you're moving through, but you can be the leader on how you move through it. And call in your teams. Know that you have infinite number of teams that are constantly working on you, constantly. And on your multidimensional fields, and you can ask for those fears, and there's anything that you don't know how to move through or transcend or let go of, ask for that help and it will be given. You will feel them start to work on your fields, and you'll just wake up in the presence of now, so that you're not going back to relive those old dense patterns of thought that fear creates, because that's what I've experienced. And it's so important that releasing and staying in the presence of love doesn't allow for those moments of thought synapses, that program of thought that takes place. And that leads to depression, that leads to suppression of energy and emotions. So that's why there's ways that you can navigate and lead yourself in a masterful journey through the densities and the accelerations of your wholeness, because you are sacred and you're beautiful. You can allow yourself to perceive your integrations as a sacred journey of wholeness, because it is. We're calling in those aspects of us that never knew love. We're calling in those aspects of us that never knew oneness and wholeness. And as Source, Creator, Mother, Father, God, Spirit, God, all that is, the omnipresence of all that is, creating galaxies and universes, how happy and joyful is it for Source, Creator, to see and to know that we're also calling in those aspects of us as Source is calling us into it. Capital I, capital T. You know, we are those holographic perspectives that are calling ourselves back in to say, you are worthy of love. You are worthy. Those were the roles that you played under the perspectives and your soul's experience that you wanted to take at that time. But I'm calling you in now. It's time that we commune. It's time that we gather, because there's new universes, there's new galaxies, there's new planets. There are plans beyond plans, beyond plans, beyond plans that are evolutionary and beyond our imagining. And I want to be a part of it. I'm going to call you in, and I will love you however I will love you. Every second, every moment, every second, every moment, I will love, 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 love you. And your soul will sometimes need that. Every moment you can. I love you. I absolutely love you. And I'm sorry. And you've had such great journeys of subjugation. You've had such journeys of experience. And I have such great compassion for you. I forgive myself for having those judgments. And I want to heal. And I want to let it go right now. And I call in my teams, assist me in letting this go. There's a judgment I've held. There's energy I feel within my body that feels worried and fearful. Please help me release this fear. I want to live in love. My soul desires love. I want to be a part of this oneness evolutionary wave of love. I want to create timelines of light. I want to be on the highest timeline for my destiny. Show me the way. And in those moments of pure, loving communion with Source and your teams and your higher self and your soul, those transactions of alchemy will take place. And moment for moment for moment, day by day, you will feel the leader of all that you are as your divine sovereign Christhood. And this is why all the leaders came to show us and share with us. You are God. Your divine source essence. Make no mistake about it. Relationship. How can I heal a relationship that's been tattered? Through my essence of glory. How may I offer this glory to others? That's why we're here. We're here to sow new threads of light and love to all others, healing relationships in all ways, in all timelines, in all threads, in all ways that we can, whether it's a smile, whether it's an offering of help, whether it's an offering of just an excited video or audio. This is my expression of Source. How may I serve? How may I be here for you right now? For I have been. Many timelines right now as we speak, all now moments. I'm reaching out to serve. For it makes me feel whole. It makes me feel good. It's who I am as Source. I'm leading myself in a path that feels good for me. And if I allow myself to express my allness right now, my allness to you, in this full essence of who I am as Source, may this excitement and may this loving offering assist and empower and affirm and maybe uplift someone that I might not even know in another timeline. Because I'm putting all that I am into this moment right now, and it feels really good. I want to blaze my own trail. I want to blaze this path and know that at the end of whatever timeline, at the end of any moment, end of any day, that I can say, I am leading myself in a way that I never thought I could. This is why God put me here. This is why God and I agreed. This is why I agreed to come forward as the master that I am and lead myself into something that's so unimaginable. This is living the impossible every moment, dear ones. You are the grace of God. You are the glory of God. You are the infinite of God, the eternal, the creativity. Any experience is Source. How may you lead yourself into a path that feels good for you and uplift and encourage and empower all others as you do. And so it is. We thank you, dear lighted ones, for joining us this day and every day in the ethers, this now moment, and all now moments. Know that you are healed, protected, and supported and guided in every moment that you so choose to ask and reach out and seek within. And namaste.